Yeah, test film this. So here we are, Jennifer and John at Bodie, California State Park. Let's check it out. The Methodist Church. This church, built in 1882, is Bodie's only church still standing. A Catholic church, also built in 1882, burned in 1928. E.J. Clinton, head of a mining company at Bodie in the late 1920s, restored the church with his own funds and often preached sermons. An oilcloth with the Ten Commandments, which once hung behind the pulpit, was stolen. Thou shalt not steal. Sawmill. With snow as high as 20 feet deep, winds up to 100 miles an hour, and temperatures down to 30 or 40 below zero, plenty of firewood was needed to keep Bodie's poorly constructed houses warm during the winter. The winter of 1878 to 79 was especially severe, and some new arrivals were not adequately prepared. Many died of exposure or disease. The old general store, sided with gas cans and food tins. Reused for siding. Boone Store and Warehouse. This store, built in 1879, was one of several general stores in town. It was owned by Harvey Boone, a distant cousin of Daniel Boone, and partner James W. Wright. Note the food and gas cans used as siding on the south wall. Boone was active in the community, serving as a county supervisor, school trustee, and Bodie Water Company president.
Only high school player at the time. She's 15 years old in Chicago and she's drunk.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. You too.
The old razors. Like the old cowboy movies.
저기 맞아. 옛날에 저기서 쓰는 거였었나? 아쉽네. 코로나가 아니었으면. 엄마 좋아. 맛없는 우유인데. 아니 토스트가. 아니 토스트가 시키는데. 아 맛. 엄마, 저기 염색하는 게 있어.
Ooh, that's suspension. I think it was a bumpy ride coming in today, not aired down.
Right?
Imagine these guys. Yeah, that was a bumpy ride, I bet. This thing's been... Look at that, BF Goodrich. Extra miler. Silvertown. 3-ply. You think it's crowded in the Jeep?
Right?
Oh my God, look at that rear end. That's a rear end, guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Graham Brothers? That's quite a rear axle. That's a... wow, that's a pumpkin. Now I know why they call it a pumpkin.
Right? It's his biggest one.
It looks like they kept it greased up well. Yeah, you're going the wrong way again. I know you're going the wrong way.
Right. I see something cool, I'm taking a picture of it.
Some real old leaf springs on this one. The boogie. Two-seater. Bet you that was top of the line in its day. Looks pretty fancy.
Oh, that is fancy.
For being in a old ghost town. Look at the suspension on it.
Springs.
Got a little bounce.
Yeah.
That must have been fun on that road getting out of here. The one-time post office, then hotel, then bar and cafe. Let's go to the other window. I think you can see the bar, but here you can see all the mailboxes. Very neat. Oil burning stove. Cool. And here we can see the bar. Very simple fare.
YOLO, dill pickles. You only live once.
Ha 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 ha.
Lucky beer.
Lucky Locker. Hills Brothers Coffee. Let's walk back. This building's pretty neat. The upstairs was Grandma Johnson's rooming house. Was upstairs. Oh look, I can still see the letters on this one for the IOOF Hall. The Independent Order of Oddfellows. Lodge number 279. And you can still see up there the IOOF on the top from the letters painted up there. And that was their lodge. And then that's the Miners Union Hall, and that's the morgue, and then the general store past it with the truck in front. I guess they lost about 75% of the town in the last fire, and you can see all the empty spots. This was all totally filled in with buildings at one point in time. The pictures, they show all of this was all developed and buildings of different types. They had a bunch of saloons, several hotels, and I guess the racier side of town is north.
Oh.
So that's the racier end of town was up, and then we're on the south end of town where the proper people hung out. That's what I said, where they
The
kept
proper people?
where they kept safer, and they had balls and
Well, you know where you would be if
parades
you were in
and
town.
yeah, I'd be on the north end.
Yeah.
Definitely on the north end. Let's see, what does it say these buildings are? This just says they're old barns. Stables, that looks like a little house right there. This is definitely a barn. And this was another hotel, it says. This little building on the corner here. The Swayze Hotel. Then across the street is the Wheaton and Lures Hydroelectric. The hydroelectric building. Interesting. I'm gonna have to read what it says about these joints. Here's an old house that once was. Oh, we go see the old truck. V8. Another old Dodge, isn't it? Let's check out this rear end. Look at that. The pumpkin sideways, huh? I've never seen that before. Interesting. They split the axle completely in half. I've not seen something like that before. Of course, I'm no expert on old trucks. Check out the rear end on this old Dodge. I think it's a Dodge. Look at all those leaves. You can get the adder leaves. It's gotta be in. So this building was a number of things. Mainly it's where the electricity was spread out through town. But in later years, Josie Pearl was hired, and it was a boarding house, and she served food and gold mined on the side. I guess she was famous for her cooking. So you can see like a big old table over there to eat on. So she fed a lot of miners. And they played some pool too, it looks like. Or billiards. No pockets on the table, so it must be billiards, right? Alrighty. Yeah, every one of these buildings so far has a bar built into them. Ross Clip Mines Company. It's this hydroelectric, I think those look like transformers to me. Date to the 30s. That's the last equipment that was brought in here, was in the 30s. And this room's littered with all kinds of equipment. Very neat. 8th grade, your papers are due on Friday. Lakeside picnic on October 1st, potluck dinner, and Sunday services. Yeah, this schoolhouse is very well preserved. Amazingly well preserved. Maps of Europe, South America, United States of America. Awesome. A school marm hat on the desk even. Very neat.
Yeah, this was in October.
What is?
The last time they were here.
October of?
I don't know.
Oh, the sign, yeah.
Over there.
Yeah,
And
the.
they have in the back, it says October.
Oh, it was on October. That was
There's
it.
a couple of pumpkins here. For
Before winter.
Yeah.
That's it. We're out of here. We're gonna head. The barber shop's right over there. Where those people are standing in front of. That was the barber shop. The carpenter shop's over there. Ruins, I guess it says. Yeah, I guess they lost a lot of the town when that last fire came through. Was it 1920s, I think it said? Here's the smelter building, this one right here with the big stack. That galvanized siding sure lasts a long time, doesn't it?
Yeah, it did. That held up really well.
Now there's a winch. That's a big winch.
Yeah, it is. Get out of your way.
I'm trying to get you in the shot.
Oh.
Get out of the shot. Dork. Keep trying to get you in the shot and you keep trying to run away.
I didn't get a shot.
It was really big. And they still occupy it, the Ranger Zoo, and live here to keep you looters away. The Occidental Hotel was on this side. Chinese Laundry was on that side. Ooh, what's over there? Looks like a at the jail. Brick building with an iron door. This side of town was supposed to be the more racier end of town, where gunshots would ring and opium dens operated. There's of course nothing. I'm sure that was more shabbily built too, so obviously it went up in flame. Oh, we'll go see what that brick building is over there. Looks like a jail.
It is a small jail.
Well, this is not a jail. This is the Bodie Bank site. And that obviously probably the main vault, I imagine, that they built the bank around. James Stewart King. Bodie Bank. Oh yeah, there's a big safe in there.
Yeah, it's a safe.
Wow, they put it in a vault and then they built around it. Look at the concrete around the wheels. They rolled it in and built around it. It wasn't meant to go anywhere. Interesting. They weren't messing around. Oh, we come to Bodie and it rains.
I know. At least it's not hard as shit.
Right? All those houses on the outside. The north end of town. This building looks like they dug it out of the side of the hill. Oh, there's the old door. Oh, that big old iron door. Pretty cool. Anybody need to get their hair trimmed? Or a shoe shine maybe? Here's the old barber shop. I guess the other half of it was a little bar. Let's take a look at the windows here. Oh, looks like they A little gambling. Roulette table there. I see another roulette table. Yeah. Chips. There's even poker chips all over the place. Slot machine. Look at the old slot machine right there. Bar in back. Gambling here in front. Very interesting. Look at that. Bottle of booze on the table still. A Pace slot machine. 10 cents. It says the bar was opened in 1937 by Sam Leone after losing his U.S. hotel in the 1932 fire. This building was previously a restaurant operated by the Heist family. Leone was born in China. In 1879, he also ran cafes and boarding houses in Bodie. The adjoining barbershop was owned by Joe Honner, the last barber to work in Bodie. The area just north of the barbershop was the site of the August Soderling's estate office. Soderling lived in Bodie from the boom years into the early 1900s. It's all empty now. Neat. The firehouse right there across the street. We're gonna go check it out. This is like a real ghost town with dust blowing through the streets.
Right?
Oh, and he's a tumbleweed and Clint Eastwood.
I can't do the whistle.
It's something like that.
Closer than what I can get.
Yeah,
to.
you didn't even do any whistle.
I can only suck in. So.
I think that's it. Something like that.
Close.
You can imagine. Well, the north end of town where the Chinese laundry was that building right there. That's Chinese laundry. So that end of town was that's the good part of town, I guess. Well, what I would have called the good part of town. Maybe the barbershop was in the good part of town too. But that all burned down. Yeah, these buildings, I imagine, would not take much once they start on fire. It'd be hard to put them out because they're pretty thin material used in these construction of these buildings.
Woo.
Let's go check out.
That's not just dust. That's like rain.
Yes, rain, dust.
Rainy dust.
It's we need our duster and our cowboy hats and our spurs on our boots so we can go
here.
cling, cling,
Oh, wait.
cling, cling. Oh, you're gonna rob the bank? The bank's over there.
I missed it.
Oh, there you go. Jennifer's gonna get her bank robber's outfit on. Oh, well, or in 2020, it's not a bank robber's outfit anymore.
Right.
It's COVID.
Mm. Yeah.
There you go. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, I am.
Put up your hands. Stick them up. How do you do it?
Or you're alive.
Something tells me a purple-haired cowpoke wouldn't have scared anybody back in those days. They would have just capped her. Who's this purple-haired nurple? Purple nurple.
Are you serious?
Let's go check out the fire station. You want to wait till see if this breeze dies down. We're kind of protected in front of the barber shop here.
Yeah. Okay, make a run for it.
I want to see the fire station, I said.
Oh.
But you ignored me and you want to run that way. When the fire station's that way. That's Jennifer. She doesn't ever listen to what I say. All right, we're gonna let those people have their time at the fire station, then we'll go check it out. most of their tin cans. These houses are, a bunch of them are roofed and sided. Tin cans. Over there you can see all the tin can roofing. And then this one here is all roofed with tin. Cut and rolled out cans. One right after the other. Look at that. And a little bit of galvanized siding down here at the bottom. Or roofing, I should say. Let's see what's in here. Ironing board, mattress, bed frame. Nice, neat old house. This looks like it was the old garage, tires, fuel cans. Yeah, it's definitely one of the most intact ghost towns Jen and I have been together. Generally, we find the layout of town by looking for the debris piles outside of town. Oh man, there's all kinds of bed frames in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like 5 bed frames in there. Maybe 6, 7, 8 more bed frames on the other side. The paper on the ceilings to cover the ceilings is neat. The way they used to paper it.
Yeah.
For wall coverings. The walls are super thin though. This must have been like the larder where you kept things you wanted to keep cool. You keep them down in always in a hole on the north side because that's the coolest side. Let's see in this window. This is a big room. Looks like it. One large room here. This had a sink, maybe the bathroom. That's foods. Another bed frame, an old shoe, all the wall coverings and ceiling coverings are coming down. This one had some nice wallpaper. This house was nice back in its day. They definitely built very thin walls though. These walls are literally that thin. So they definitely must have went through a lot of lumber keeping them stoves burning. This is number 49. Let's see what number 49 is. The Metzger House. Henry Metzger, born in New York, came to Bodie in 1878 to work for the Standard Company. He was the mill's foreman when the Standard closed in 1913. In the early 1900s, his family included his wife, Lena, and 5 children. They had a nice little house. It was well decorated, but the walls were paper thin. Literally 1 row of siding on the outside, horizontal, and then another row of siding on the inside, vertical, with 1x2s as studs. And this one doesn't even have, oh yeah, it does. See the 1x2s right there? Is studs. Crazy how thin the walls are. Yeah, they definitely must have been drafty, cold homes. I bet a lot cozier than the outside, but definitely must have been chilly. Well, that's pretty much what we have time for Bodie today, guys. Hope you enjoy our little tour of Bodie. You definitely got a view of Bodie. A lot more left standing here than, and they say 75% of it or more got burnt down. But there's quite a bit more. A lot of the ghost towns we go to, when the ghost town went bust and people moved to another gold mine, they packed up all the town and moved it with them. So all you find is the debris, like the leftover tin cans, and then you can start making out the town by following the trash pile. Like if you look here, there's usually on the back side of the buildings, you have this. It's pretty normal. And this is what we usually found. Yeah, this is what we usually find when we walk a ghost town. It's just a trash pile, and these are always, you find this at the back alleyway, the back side of the buildings are always these tin can alleys where everything's tossed to the back. I wonder if that's where the name Tin Can Alley came from. Because the back alleys were always littered with tin cans. And that's how we...
It seems logical.
I mean, that's where we find these... We start walking these towns. Once you find the trash pile, then you can start figuring out where the city was, or where the town, or the ghost town. Look at these trash piles. And that's how you usually start walking. You can start finding the pads that were flattened for buildings, but first you got to find the trash. And that's what the trash looks like normally. And this is just what they didn't use to roof their buildings. That's probably why there's not so much here. They used a lot of tin cans for roofing. This is in evidence down there. And up there, this house here is almost totally roofed by tin cans. All right, here's an old stamp mill, looks like. They must have moved it out here for us to look at, I think. A bunch of old mining equipment over here by the restrooms. This is the parking lots this way. No, that's not a stamp mill, that's something else. What is that? Elevator? Elevator. That would be an elevator. Look at, you put the mine ore cart on it and take it out. See the little tracks on it?
Yeah.
They probably had this would lock the cart in. These bars would lock the cart in, and boom, they take it up. Oh, this elevator. That's what it looks like to me. This looks like it obviously wasn't. I don't think it's built built here, you know, it must be. They moved parts from the mine. I don't see a sign. That looks like they moved a lot of stuff out here right close to the parking lot to display. $1896. The Risden Iron Works, San Francisco, 1896. It's a piston, huh? I don't know. But it's big and heavy. Whatever it is, there's two of them. Yeah, it looks like that engine drove this piston back and forth. For what purpose? Pump water? I don't know. Interesting. Very heavy duty, well-built stuff though. Obviously it's still around. They didn't monkey around making stuff in those days.
Trips me out how they make stuff like this.
And how we make stuff to fall apart now. And this and a big old belt, I think, went on this. What a monster. Looks like it broke and they made some repairs here. Now this ore cart looks like it got used. It's all pitted up. Must have been a fine ore they moved out of here. Not all full of rocks. Oh, here's that piston. That's what it run. That big old piston. This is a little one, a small version of it over here. That's what it did. And this is a little one. Look at that belt. So one of these on each side, turning the belt. That must have drug up a lot of weight. This equipment is just unreal. And to think, we drove out here and it's out in the middle of nowhere. Back in those days, it was really out in the middle of nowhere. This equipment amazes me.
I know, it's a trip.
The heavy duty of it. 1880, it says right here. Prescott, Scott and Company. Union Foundry, San Francisco Company, California, 1880. 1880. They're building this high-tech, heavy-duty machinery. Yeah, the industrial age is no joke. They didn't build nothing cheaply. It was meant to last a long time. They used a different metal where the wheel spins. It looks like it's brass. So,
right.
so the wheel could spin on that easier, I guess. These big old pistons to drive in. Heavy duty stuff. Oh, they built this too. Prescott and Scott Company. Builders, 1880. That looks like a furnace to heat the water. Of course, the rest of it's gone. That's in place where it used to work. Or they moved it here and poured a slab for it. There's writing on the slab. Let's go see what it says. That was not a beer can. That was a gold miner tin can. PLEDFK. I don't see any age. This was definitely heat up water and do something with it. Hydropower, hydroelectric, they said. No, do they boil water? I don't know. Very neat stuff. Alright, now I'm going to turn it off. We got a lot of people now. See, there's been lightning out there. Sit here for a little while. Let's see if we can catch a lightning strike. Of course, when you pull out the camera, we had like 2 strikes in 15 seconds and now none. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's, I'd say better than, I used to drive an 8,000 gallon water truck, and that one was definitely bigger than that truck. And he's watering, looks like he's watering the cattle. This is, must be some ranch land, BLM/ranch, I don't know. We're definitely up here with some very well established camp spots. Just outside of Bodie. Being that we stopped in Bodie, we used a lot of time there walking around and exploring. So we didn't make it quite as far as we intended today, but we have a nice campsite here. Just east of the Sierra Nevada. Turn the juniper pine forest, looks like. And there's a well-established fire pit here, a little firewood even, and it's home for the night. A little bit buggy here because there is a little creek down, tiny, slow-moving creek. Yeah, it's a little buggy, a little mosquito-ish. Trying to put on some long pants and some long sleeves. I already got a bunch of bites on my legs. Yeah, there's a little creek down there, so slow-moving water. Very slow-moving creek. Yeah, we're fresh meat. We don't have a bunch of bovine hairs on us to compete with. All right, well, we're gonna set up and get out the bug spray because the mosquitoes are out right now for sure. And biting good. All right, that's our home for the night. The road's right over there between that big crevice in the mountain right there, and then the highway's right there.